What is going on, you guys? My name is Cody Thixton, and this is Interesting Podcast. This is episode 6, and tonight we are going to be talking about Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, rumored for WrestleMania 39, why this is the perfect move and a long time coming. Plus, from the Spotlight News, spoilers for night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania. We'll discuss it all right here on Interesting Podcast. If you guys love professional wrestling just as much as I do, this is the channel for you to follow. I have been watching professional wrestling for 17 years. I have lived and breathed professional wrestling ever since. So if you guys want somebody who's going to bring it to you straight, going to be honest, and actually has an eye for the business, this is the channel for you. So please hit that subscribe button, maybe give me a like, give me your thoughts on what we're going to be discussing here tonight. Let's get right into it. Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey is scheduled for WrestleMania 39 in SoFi Stadium, either April 1st or April 2nd of 2023. And this rivalry began in 2018, just before WrestleMania 35. I remember all the way back to SummerSlam, to WrestleMania during that time period, and watching, the man become who she is. And it's really crazy that this is 4 years in the making, ever since we saw the man come to fruition with Becky Lynch. And then we saw the WrestleMania 35 main event with Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. This has been something that has been around, that people have been talking about, and it's finally coming to fruition after 4 years, which is really mind-blowing to me. You know what I mean? I remember back in 2018 when Nia Jax punched Becky Lynch, and that was when the man was created, because for her to not only break her nose, but be bleeding, and for her to continue with the brawl that was inside the ring, and then to go outside of the ring and stand with the crowd and, hang her hand high, that was the whole creation of the man. And I'll actually put a picture up here right now so that you guys can see it. But we led into the man coming to fruition, which led us to TLC 2018, where she was against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. And that was an amazing match. I remember watching it on pay-per-view. And Charlotte Flair is a really, really good pro wrestler when she's in a spotlight. And Asuka is a really, really good pro wrestler who is now coming into her dark side, as we've heard rumors of as of late. And that was just a staple of what women can do before they gave them the main event at WrestleMania. And then we saw Becky Lynch winning the 2018 Royal Rumble. And everybody knew that she was going to challenge, either Charlotte Flair or Ronda Rousey, but they ended up putting them in a triple threat match, which was the first ever women's main event for WrestleMania in its history. And that was a crazy sight to see, to actually have a women's match in the main event of WrestleMania, when this sport is mostly based on male figures. That's why, to me, the women's division always has this problem with it, where maybe some of the women aren't very intriguing, or they don't know really how to work a match or how to cut a promo. And it's something that Triple H is working on right now, to spotlight more of women's wrestling. And that's what we're going to see next year at WrestleMania 39. And I think that Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch will be the staple behind that. And if you look back at WrestleMania 35, the ending of the match, Becky Lynch never actually pinned Ronda Rousey. If you look at the footage, I'll try and find a photo for you guys. If you look at the footage, Ronda Rousey's shoulder is still it's like it's still up, and like that's the rules, is like both of your shoulders have to be on the mat in order for the ref to count to 1, 2, 3. But he did not see the fact that Ronda Rousey's shoulder was up, so that will be their main storyline going into the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship match next year at WrestleMania. Now the question is, Becky Lynch, is she going to be the first woman to win two Royal Rumbles in history? Because if we look back at the past 5 years, women's Royal Rumbles have only been around since 2018. In 2018, we got Asuka winning. 2019 is when Becky Lynch won. Then we got Charlotte Flair in 2020, Bianca Belair in 2021, and then Ronda Rousey in 2022. Could we see Becky Lynch win the Royal Rumble and challenge Ronda Rousey for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship and become the only woman to win the Royal Rumble twice in its history? Yes, the history is short, but it would still be history. So this is going to be a staple for Becky Lynch if she wins the Royal Rumble and then goes on to WrestleMania 39 to beat Ronda Rousey for what would be the second time on record. And it would, like, this would elevate Becky Lynch to be the pinnacle of WWE. And everybody already knows that we have Ronda Rousey, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Asuka. Recently, like right now, Liv Morgan is building herself up. So we're starting to get this pattern of women building this, what they would call stardom, so that then they can be booked into these big matches and like it actually mean a whole lot, you know, for each match, instead of it just being a women's match, you know, where it's not super intriguing and whatnot. So for Triple H to be building everything and then have this be the pinnacle of what he expects of women's wrestling, I'm very, very excited to see what Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey have in store for us at WrestleMania 39. Now let's jump a year in advance. Let's talk about WrestleMania 40. If Becky Lynch wins against Ronda Rousey and becomes the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, I had already told you guys that we are starting to build these pinnacle women when it comes to the WWE Women's division. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair will be the two top stars in WWE. So to me, at WrestleMania 40, I could see Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Championship. And that would just be amazing. I think both of them just together, especially on a spotlight stage like WrestleMania, you know that Charlotte Flair is going to be wanting a match at WrestleMania 40. You know they're going to want Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 40. So why not have both of them in one of the main events for the WWE, either SmackDown or Raw Women's Championships? Either one, it's going to be a very, very good match, and I'm actually predicting that right now. So whatever comes up, if there's something that dictates this, I will bring it to you guys' attention, but I am predicting it right now at WrestleMania 40, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE, either Raw or SmackDown Women's Championship. The Spotlight News. Spoiler for WWE plans for Night 1 and Night 2 of WrestleMania. This is very, very interesting. This actually just came out not little more than an hour ago. This is by Spotlight News on potential spoilers for WrestleMania on Night 1 and Night 2. And we are going to read the article to you guys and we're going to discuss it. So this is what the Spotlight News has to say this morning, and I quote: WrestleMania 39 is almost 3 months away to take place, and the company is planning a lot of things for the event. The show is scheduled to take place on April 2nd and 2nd at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. I'm going to get it, don't worry. WWE is looking to bring a lot of celebrities to WrestleMania 39. Currently, a storyline developing on social media between Snoop Dogg and his WWE Golden Championship. I have never seen Snoop Dogg's WWE Golden Championship, but you do know that WWE is going to start to bring a whole lot of celebrities, especially into, WrestleMania, it being in what they would call Hollywood, so that's actually pretty intriguing. To carry on, and I quote, "Speaking of celebrities, the Hollywood megastar The Rock is rumored to compete at the Show of Shows. However, he is still not confirmed for the event, but WWE expects Rock's confirmation in mid-January." End quote. So this is something that has actually been rumored and have been talking about. And yeah, WWE needs to know whether or not The Rock is going to be at WrestleMania by mid-January, because they have to set up plans for the Royal Rumble and then going into WrestleMania. And if The Rock does, come back, is he going to be in the Royal Rumble? I kind of expect him to. But let's continue on with what they say. And I quote, "Wrestling News has reported that the current plan is to defend the WWE Championship and Universal Championship at Night 1 and Night 2 of WrestleMania 39, respectively. However, there's no report on how the company will split the two titles. They also noted that the backup plan is for Cody Rhodes to face Roman Reigns for the Universal title if The Rock is unable to compete." Now let's look at what they say is Night 1. WWE Championship, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes. Let's look at Night 2. Roman Reigns versus to be determined. If The Rock can't do the show, then the plan is for Cody Rhodes to take the spot. So we either have Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, or we have Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns versus The Rock, or we get Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. They continue with saying it's unclear how the company will split the WWE Championship and Universal Championship, but the idea is for each brand to have a top title heading into the summer. End quote. Now that is actually something that is very, very interesting, because Triple H has been wanting to do the WWE draft, and WWE on Raw, they need a WWE title, because if you look at the difference between Raw and SmackDown, with Roman Reigns being on SmackDown with both the WWE and Universal Championship, it kind of leaves Raw in the dust. And so Raw needs its own championship so that then we get a WWE title picture on Raw and on SmackDown, so that then there builds more intrigue. How WWE is going to split the WWE Championship and Universal Championship is, I have no idea how they're going to get away with that. So it's going to be very interesting to keep up with. And this is something I'm going to keep you guys updated on, and we'll continue to discuss it. But again, if this is the kind of content that you guys like, somebody who's going to give it to you straight, somebody who's going to give it to you real, somebody who's been watching professional wrestling for 17 years and absolutely loves it and is going to sit down and talk with you guys about it and just dissect everything, then this is the channel for you. Again, this is Interesting Podcast. My name is Cody Thixton. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Give me a like, maybe comment down below, and tell me what you guys think about what we discussed here today. And I am so thankful that you guys are here with me. Thank you guys so very much, and I will catch you guys later. Have a good night.